GoFundMe has promised to pay the full balance of the original $400,000 that was raised for a homeless veteran who was allegedly defrauded by a New Jersey couple. The crowdfunding site said it would make sure Johnny Bobbitt receives what is left of the sum he was promised after he helped a motorist stranded in Philadelphia by giving him his last remaining $20 for gas so she could get home. The inspirational story led thousands of people to donate to a crowdfunding campaign run by the motorist and her boyfriend. But the couple is now accused of paying Bobbitt only a portion of the funds while using the rest on gambling and vacations. Johnny will be made whole, and we're committing that he'll get the balance of the funds that he has not yet received or benefited from, GoFundMe said in a statement. GoFundMe's goal has always been to ensure Johnny gets the support he deserves. We'll continue to assist with the ongoing law enforcement investigation. GoFundMe made the announcement in a joint statement with a Philadelphia law firm representing Bobbitt, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. The company is also taking steps to allow donors who contributed to the campaign to get their money back. Company policy states that donors have until 30 days of making their contribution to submit claims asking for a refund. But since the campaign took place 10 months ago, GoFundMe is waiving this aspect of its policy so as to allow donors to Bobbitt to submit claims. This is an extremely rare situation, and we are working with law enforcement officials to get Johnny the money raised on his behalf, which means the 30-day policy does not apply in this case, a company spokesperson told the Inquirer. Earlier on Thursday, Mark D'Amico and Caitlin McClure, the couple accused of defrauding Bobbitt, had their home raided by police who have opened a criminal investigation. D'Amico and McClure raised $400,000 for Johnny Bobbitt after he spent his last $20 on gas for them to get home. Bobbitt is now suing the couple, claiming they kept the money for themselves and have spent it on vacations and gambling. Police today announced they are investigating the couple and executed a search warrant at their home in Florence, New Jersey. Footage from 6AB shows officers removing a used black BMW the couple had bought earlier this year on a flatbed tow truck. D'Amico smiled and played with his dog as officers took the car away. McClure was not home. Investigators later left the couple's home with bags and boxes of material. Burlington County Prosecutor Scott A. Cafina said in a statement, "Due to the enormous public interest in this matter, I am confirming that a search warrant was executed early this morning by the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office and the Florence Township Police Department at the residence of Mark D'Amico and Caitlin McClure in connection with a criminal investigation into the Johnny Bobbitt matter." As of this time, there have been no charges filed. Further updates will be provided as circumstances warrant. It comes less than a week after the couple went on national television to claim there was still well over $150,000 of the raised money left. Share this article. They insisted that they have not spent the money on themselves and that they spent $200,000 on care for Bobbitt. Whatever cash they did give him, they said he spent it on drugs. After Bobbitt shared his story earlier this month, GoFundMe launched an investigation into the couple's handling of the fund. It seemed Bobbitt had triumphed when a judge earlier this week ordered the couple to give him control of the account. Now, Bobbitt and his lawyers have asked for a forensic accountant to examine the couple's records and determine if they misspent any of the money. They met in November 2017 when McClure, a receptionist for the State Department of Transportation, ran out of gas in Philadelphia on her way home. Bobbitt was sleeping in the street and he used his last $20 to buy her gas and get her home safely. She shared his good deed on social media and launched a GoFundMe page in the hope that strangers would return his kindness. Within a month, McClure and D'Amico had raised $400,000 for Bobbitt, and he was excitedly planning a new life. There were promises of trusts and retirement accounts, a financial advisor and lawyers, but Bobbitt now says none of what the pair told him he would receive panned out as planned. Instead of turning over the money to him, they maintained control of it and only once gave him a lump sum of cash. Rather than buy him a house, they bought him a trailer, which was then kept on land owned by McClure's family. He did not get the pickup truck of his dreams and instead was given a used SUV, which they have since sold. McClure and D'Amico insist that he wanted the trailer and car, and that when he blew through $25,000, allegedly on drugs, in just 13 days, they decided he could not be trusted with the rest of the money. They say that an additional $40,000 was eaten up by GoFundMe's fees, and that another $135,000 were spent on lawyers, the trailer, an SUV, TVs, a laptop, a cell phone and a hotel, where Bobbitt stayed when he first got off the street. It is not clear what legal services were given before they fell into dispute. During an interview with Megyn Kelly last week, the couple said they spent $200,000 on him in total, and that $150,000 was still left. In that interview, D'Amico said GoFundMe took $50,000. They insisted that they had done nothing wrong and had not spent a single dollar on themselves. When asked for an exact figure of how much was left, they said they could not give one because the money was still being held in the account they used for themselves. McClure became emotional as she described receiving death threats from people claiming they had misspent the money on trips and shopping sprees. Since they met Bobbitt.